Hello creative mind, and I came up with a new technique that is so exciting. I just couldn't wait for to share with you, and I don't really count any of those stitches because it doesn't really matter at this point. All I want to do is to show the technique. Okay, I have enough, and now we just simply hold the stitch on the crochet and then start wrapping around our working yarn on close as possible to the stitch. And try to make it tighter so it's not loose, doesn't look loose. See, I think I'm not counting the wraparound rounds either, because actually I should, but if I want to do exactly this similar to this stitch, I should count and know how many stitches do I do. So repeat exactly the same thing for the next one. Okay, here I have already done wrapping around, and I simply will continue crochet of the chain stitch. Oh, it's a little difficult, but it's okay. And more chain stitches. Okay, you can move this a little bit then to the other end. See, isn't that pretty? Actually, we can do this in two colors, and I'll show you then afterwards. Let me repeat this one more time. Okay, I'm holding my stitch on the crochet and taking my working yarn and this wrapping around on the chain stitch as close as possible to the stitch, crochet stitches. It's a chain stitch itself, excuse me, right here. Okay, this is a little tricky, but we can handle this. See, at this time I'll make a little smaller, see how that looks. But what I was what I actually really noticed was that more you wrap around, better it looks. Okay, see, this is my crochet stitch here, and I'll continue with chain. See, not difficult at all. So this one is relatively small, but it still looks so cute, right? Okay guys, I'll show you now in the color. How do we do this in the two color? Okay, here comes the exciting stuff. I have two color yarns, simply holding them, and the white color is thinner in gauge and cherry is a little thicker, and I will do the chain stitch. Chain stitch. Okay, here we are. And now I simply separate them and will hold my other yarn to my right side here. Okay, and I will start wrapping around the white color wrapping around of my, see how that looks, wrapping around the chain and as close as possible to the stitch on the crochet. Okay, so as I told you before, the more you do, more you wrap around, better it looks. But what we have to do, we have to try to make this even, and also we have to try not to leave the loose yarns here. Okay, I think I have it enough. I'll do a little bit here. Okay, alright, and now I have this yarn here and the white yarn from front, and I simply will stitch, do the chain stitch, see, and continue with chain stitch. Now we can do the same thing, pretty pretty, no, I like it. Okay, now we can do the same with the cherry one. Okay, I will leave my white yarn to my right hand side, and I will start wrapping my cherry around the chain stitch. It's the same basic principle, just try to do it close to the main chain stitch here, don't go too far, and make those even wrappings and close to each other so we don't get this loose, unorganized look on them. Okay, so if you want to get exact same result on the next stitch, you just count how many wrappings you do. Okay, I guess I have pretty much enough. I made my point, and now I will pull out a little bit the stitch, and I'll take white from behind, cherry from front, and I will stitch them together. Beautiful. See? There is no end to the beauty in this world. Alright, what if I do not want to color on the chain stitch while I still want to use the color in the wrapping, right? Okay, let's see how that's done. I will do crochet chain. I don't need big one, just a few crochet stitches for the example. Okay, and now I will take the white color and I will stitch them together. Okay, I have crochet stitch now, crochet chain, and I'll do it second time. And now I separate them. I'll separate them. I'll keep my cherry at the right hand side. That's already so exciting. Nothing done yet, but okay, here we go. Now I keep the stitch on the crochet chain stitch on the crochet hook, and I will start wrapping this around. And I will include this loose end here too. See, it's basically the same thing, just Okay, I think I have enough. Now I will take both of the yarns, white and cherry, and we'll do simple crochet chain stitch. And I can even, no, okay, actually what I will do now, I will pull out this white yarn and cut right there. And see, I'm finished with white yarn. Now I have left my cherry, and I will continue with cherry. I'll do my cherry stitch right now, cherry color crochet stitch. Chain, 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 chain. Okay. See, but we here now have those loose stitches, right? So what we can do, we can move this. Oops, I moved it a little too much. Okay, we move this a little bit over so we don't see that. See, and I cut this, and I will cut this as well on the other end. And now we have two color crochet bump or wraparound stitch, so without a chain, including the white color. Cool. The sign for the wraparound stitch, I was thinking what to do, and I came out with this. I thought that was the best one. It's a simple zigzag, and on top we can write down, let's say we did it 15 times, or maybe we did it 20 times. Okay, so when you see this sign in the scheme, that is wraparound sign for wraparound crochet stitch. Alright everyone, I hope you enjoyed wraparound stitch. Make lots of them. And for meanwhile, thanks for listening.